Knowing that your thoughts create your reality, what limiting beliefs are you ready to release today to step into greater joy? In Proverbs 23:7, it says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." Isn't that beautiful? Metaphysically, of course, it simply means that our dominant thoughts and mental images create our reality. It's Unity's third principle. We are co creators with God, creating our reality through thoughts held in mind. Makes me think of a song we sing each week at church. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Charles Fillmore said that words are thoughts expressed, and thoughts are forces that go forth and bring forth after their kind. Now, I don't know about you, but at times my thoughts can be a little bit like a toddler, hyped up on too much sugar, let loose and running wild. Or even worse are the moments when they get lost in that downward spiral of worry. Oh, how human am I? I once heard Michael Beckwith say that worrying is like praying for the worst possible outcome. Ooh, makes sense though, doesn't it? If our thoughts are prayers. But Myrtle Fillmore said that our work is to be so filled with the Christ consciousness that negative thoughts have no place to enter. Even that sometimes easier said than done. But she also said this. She said that we must train ourselves to speak words of faith and power, for our words are constantly shaping our world. And that's where our power resides. Limiting beliefs are like a jail cell, confining us to experiences like lack, fear, unhappiness. But our thoughts are not random occurrences, but rather choices that we can learn to make consciously. And that's the good news. One of my favorite teachings is The Golden Key by Emmett Fox. If you're not familiar, basically it says, whenever you have a negative thought, stop thinking about the difficulty and think about God instead. Now, years ago, I had an opportunity to put this into place with a 5-year-old. One of my friends came to me and asked me if I could talk to her son. I work a lot with children as a youth director, and she thought maybe I'd have some insight that would help because he was having such serious anger issues in school that he kept getting in fights and getting in trouble. 5 years old. Can you imagine? I'll say there was a lot going on at home, so I understand where it may have come from. But I wasn't sure at first what to do with it. And that's when the golden key popped in mind. I thought, well, all right, 5 years old. Let's reframe this for a kid. And when him and I were hanging out, I asked him to tell me two things that every time he thought about them made him smile. He thought, they said, Jasmine, that was his cat, and chocolate ice cream. Makes total sense to me. So I said, all right, next time you start to get mad, before you do anything, I want you to stop, count to 10, and think about either Jasmine or chocolate ice cream. We shook on it, agreed. He said he'd give it a try. Now, keep in mind, I didn't tell mom and dad what we talked about. But fast forward 2 weeks, I get a call from mom who says she just spoke to the teacher. And the teacher told her that all of a sudden he balled up his fists and started to turn red like he would normally do before he'd get in a fight with someone. And instead, using his little fingers to count, he yelled at the top of his lungs, Jasmine, 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 10 times. And it calmed him down enough to be able to tell the teacher what just happened rather than reacting out of the emotions. What did he do? He turned his attention to God, right? So, right now, I'd like you to mentally identify one limiting belief which causes you to feel restricted, possibly around worthiness, prosperity, health, relationships, whatever it is for you. Or maybe it's a common phrase that crosses your mind that indicates some kind of limitation, like, I can't afford it. I always get sick. There's never enough time. Whatever it is, no judgment, just notice. Now we know that Myrtle Fillmore loved affirmations. So I'd like you to now consciously choose a positive, empowering thought to replace that limiting belief. And it can be something simple like, if I can believe it, I can achieve it. Can you feel the shift in your energy? That's where it starts, simply paying attention to our own self talk, to the thoughts that cross our mind. So, in closing, I'd like to reiterate my opening question. Knowing that your thoughts create your reality, what limiting beliefs are you ready to release today to step into the freedom and the joy of choosing your own thoughts? Mind your mind and maybe come up with a few golden key thoughts of your own. Have available on hand whenever needed. You have the power. Your thoughts create your reality. Thank you.